Working with Enoch was phenomenal and tremendous. He felt like a part of the team very quickly. I've worked with a number of consultants that and kind of vendors that they feel like a vendor. Strongly recommend Enoch. I've already introduced them to some folks in my network. What's really special about working with someone like Enoch is outbound is a very fast evolving part of this industry, or any really tech industry, and the rules are constantly changing and the tools are constantly changing. The tool set we were using before are things I had used at Carta. The tools and how to use them have evolved so much, even more than they were just 2 years ago,
Mhm.
or 1 year ago. And so it's essential if you're going to work with a consultant that they don't just live on a stale playbook, because a 12-month or 24-month old playbook is going to be stale.
So today we just have a great opportunity to talk to Alex, one of the co-founders at Compound. I guess you can kind of think of Compound as like the Apple of wealth management, right? So you guys have 1.5 billion assets under management.
So I can kind of cover quickly a little bit about Compound and kind of the story there. So Compound is building the operating system and tooling for financial advisors, that anticipates their needs and helps them execute on a magical client experience across their clients' full balance sheets. We started the business a couple of years ago and started off recruiting financial advisors to join us on this mission of serving the full balance sheet for the clients. My role in the company as a co-founder has been primarily focused on the growth side of things. So when we were more of an idea and hadn't really built a lot, we wanted to spend a lot of our time talking to financial advisors in the
Mhm.
industry, and built out some pretty aggressive outbound campaigns to get in front of folks. We had built out a lot in house. Enoch came in and helped to simplify a lot of the stuff and move faster on a project that we'd already scoped out. We worked with Enoch for about a month only. He was able to help us accelerate our project timeline and ship what we needed to ship on our engine in a very short amount of time.
But just generally speaking, describe what it was like working with me, and I guess in what area do you think you're getting the most value?
Yeah, well, working with Enoch was phenomenal and tremendous. He felt like a part of the team very quickly. I've worked with a number of consultants that and kind of vendors that they feel like a vendor. Um, Enoch, we never felt like Enoch was a dependency on anything or the bottleneck in a process. It was moving as quickly as we wanted to move, and we move at a pretty fast pace. Um, and so the experience is it helped us move as fast as we wanted to go without feeling resource constrained or burned out, and we were able to execute on what we need to execute on really fast. And the other kind of thing that was really valuable is because we've only seen this at a couple companies. Enoch's worked with a number now and kind of had more iterations on this, and did a really great job understanding what we were looking for, what our process was already, and then making really strong recommendations on how to iterate on that and executing, helping with the execution of that.
Awesome, yeah, appreciate that. You know, I think at this point, cold outreach in general is kind of a saturated industry just because the barrier to entry is can be very low. Maybe someone's on the fence, they're kind of skeptical because there's tons of different service providers out there with, I guess, varying levels of competency, or they're considering working with maybe a bigger company. How likely are you to recommend us? And I guess what would you say to that person who's like on the fence?
Yeah, I strongly recommend Enoch. I've already introduced them to some folks in my network. Um, I think what's really special about working with someone like Enoch is this is a outbound is a very fast evolving um, part of this industry, or any really tech industry. Um, and the rules are constantly changing and the tools are constantly changing. Um, the tool set we were using before are things I had used at Carta. Um, and the tools and how to use them have evolved so much, even more than they were just 2 years ago,
Mhm.
or 1 year ago. And so it's essential if you're going to work with a consultant that they don't just live on a stale playbook, because a 12-month or 24-month old playbook is going to be stale. Um, and it was important for me in validating that Enoch was the right partner for us to understand kind of what his approach was to keeping up to date with what's changing, what's changing with email providers, what's
Mhm.
changing with tools, and being very outcome focused versus here are the two tools I use, and here's how we're gonna do this. He was able to adapt to some of the stuff we were already doing, and adopt tools that we were happy with, or tell us, I think there's a better tool for this and you might want to consider something else and here's why.
Got it. Yeah, appreciate that. So last question, you can be super, super, super honest. Pretty much, what can we be doing better? I know it was like a sort of a short-term project, but if you have any feedback whatsoever, I'd love to know personally.
Um, I don't have any like critical feedback right now. I think the communication is pretty good. Communication can always be better on kind of the reporting
Mhm.
side of things, and um, but I think we had a pretty good understanding of like the scope of the work that we were doing and what the limitations on our systems were, and did a great job on that. So I'm really happy with the outcome, and um, you know, love to keep the bat phone close by. Um, if we have questions or something comes up, it might be another chance to work together down the line. I also appreciated that Enoch was very straightforward with us and direct, and when he felt like the engagement was coming to an end on where he felt like he could add outsized value to us, he was pretty clear on that and saying, hey, like we should wrap this up earlier than we initially forecasted because you guys are off to the races and I'm not going to add
Yeah.
incremental value at this point.
Yeah, you guys moved very, very quickly, which was nice. Okay, well, I think that wraps it up. Super appreciate it. Yeah, talk to you soon.